how do you maybe train or motivate that large team of volunteers, especially when everything is so uncertain?
The people who gravitate to doing this, they will do it anyway. You have to understand the psychology of an average volunteer who wants to give back. We've till date almost spent $0. Can you believe that? Till date, we have a grant, by the way. Both, we've got a grant via Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation through Act Fund. We have that money in the bank. We've not used it. We have 500 plus volunteers. If I tell you some of the founders who are on our call, they're all worth, at least $500,000 a day, given the valuation of their companies, right? The time that they are giving. But the point I'm making is, जो volunteer लोग होते हैं ना, यार, they are amazing set of people, right? We have stories on COVID Citizens on Twitter. We've started talking about some of our volunteers. They will come. I'm telling you, people want to give back. They'll come without money, without any external motivation. In fact, keeping them motivated, they put pressure on us. We have to be motivated to help them. They are over-motivated, boss. So, it is actually the reverse. We are being kept honest because of these people, not that we have found them. In fact, they are putting pressure on us to make sure that we are doing the right thing. So that's the brilliance of, I think, a situation we find ourselves, or, the country that we live in as a whole.
Like, what I'm pleasantly surprised with is when you actually moved rural, and in just a matter of, few days, less than a week, you were able to establish your network and systems in rural areas. So how did you do that? Because yes, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we have seen rural is the major areas that have been affected. So, how did you tackle those challenges in the rural areas?
So that is a very good question. See, we always went the other way around. We went first to the MLAs, local people. We wanted the local support, the government support, because if you have that, they obviously want their PR. We are happy to give them the credit for it. They'll make sure all certification go through, make sure that, everything is smoothened for you. The DC, the district collector, make sure that you're able to go in. So we get the request, make sure we get the support. And we have local NGOs on the ground who have already been working there for years. So once you tap into that network, it was a beautiful symphony, as I said already, right? Everybody is playing their own part. Logistics, we have Captain Badrish, who's had an ex-Indian Air Force, 25 years fighter pilot. He's made sure Vistara, made sure AirAsia give us free shipping for all OCs across the country. So logistics got taken care of. Mr. Nishit taking supply chain. We have Avarita Bharata on the ground and Katradi in Tamil Nadu, so who are local NGOs doing this, right? And of course, Arjun is a fantastic job he left he's an IoT-based startup, they create in supply chain and inventory management. He left his startup, 20 people startup in Bangalore. He said half his startup and his family is helping here. He led the whole Breathe India campaign. So this whole, every piece of the puzzle had to work. Right? Even if one of them fails the whole thing, and everyone did their part. That's how we tapped into existing networks. There's no time to build relationships from scratch. There are people who already are doing grassroots work. We piggybacked off them and we plugged them into our system.
Welcome Mr. Nishant Nambiar to share about his initiatives, like how he's harnessing his networks, his skills, and enabling solutions for COVID on ground. And Avaya happens to be one of the strongest networks of influential people across the country. Nishant, over to you.
Okay, so thanks, Divya. And I think Swadeep and Jaswinder have set the stage too high for me to take it up. And they have done so wonderful work. Let me try to use these two companies because I run a startup called Inforich Technology. I'm into healthcare solutions. So if you see the tagline which goes here is connecting the healthcare divide. So we are in all these silos in healthcare. So we are all trying to connect that together. So that's my first challenge, which I'm already doing for my bread and butter. Okay, as a passion for my bread and butter. Second part, which I do very well, is working with this institution called Young Indians, which is again an NGO kind of an institution, which has got chapters across India. We have got 55 chapters across India. And the whole group, it's a voluntary organization. You need to pay a membership fee to get inside and all. So there are about 3,300 members across 55 chapters. And out of which we have something called UVA, which is the college students and all connected to this network. So that itself, we have about 30,000 students. So you can imagine 3,300 members, 30,000 students, and this group of 3,300 are mostly entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs always have this drive and excel to do something. Whenever you are challenged, you suddenly wake up and use whatever tools you have, solve the problem. So that's what the challenges were. So we have a good set of entrepreneurs, doctors, mining guys, doing almost everything in the world. So this is across India. 3,300 is a good figure to have a good demographic spread across all this. So having said this, the whole focus was nation building, youth leadership, and thought leadership. So these are the three focus areas for the group of young Indians. Okay, very, very vibrant groups, HNI group, they're running companies which are listed companies, IPO companies and all. So when a problem of this magnitude hits our country, then definitely these people will rise. So we had all scheduled the programs, like we will be having a meeting here, there, every month is scheduled for us. But then suddenly COVID shook all the plans and we said, scrap it out. There is no program for this year. Let's start working and see what you can do in your own locality. Because we always want to do something for India, but India is a too large country to do that. Let's do it in our small bits and portions, what you do from a small state or whichever area you are. Because whatever you contribute in your area, that has a multiplying effect. And if the same set of people do it at a different level, that is awesome. So that's where we thought all this lot of entrepreneurs in this group have to come together and start doing it.
Thank you so much, Divya. It's fantastic being over here and listening to you, Nishant, Swadeep, as well as Jas, who's not right now. In my vote of thanks, I'd first and foremost, like to really acknowledge you, Swadeep, and you, Nishant, and again, Jas, for your fantastic demonstration of leadership. You guys have moved so fast, mobilized resources so fast, and created an impact which is not ordinary. There are several people who live today, their families who will owe you a lifetime of gratitude, and it wouldn't have been possible had you not at some point in time taken that decision that, guys, I want to do something about it, and made it happen. So thank you very much for that. Divya.
Thank you. Thank you. Kind word.
Thank you. And Divya, what you guys are doing at AICMUJ, Niti Aayog, for the support that it's extending to you guys, you're really supporting, startups in the early stages innovate, in this war against COVID. And that's commendable too.